I do not know what we were thinking on this video, on this part of it. There's so many cringy moments. At least we learned what not to do.
Yeah.
Right?
We definitely, this one we learned what not to do.
Thankfully, we'd already recorded a lot of good moments before this.
I really wanted my good friend Jordy Goff to join us in shooting the video. She has a photography studio called Our Click Photography in Osawatomie, Kansas. And I love the work that she does. And so that's why I wanted her to be involved. And she shot us at the OMA, at the theater. But that day, that was a very long day, and it was just us, along with Autumn. And Autumn did an awesome job on a lot of it. Autumn did our hair and makeup and stuff. I don't usually wear eyeliner, but for this I wore eyeliner, and she helped put it on, and Tasha helped put it on too.
That was fun. He can't not blink when we put eyeliner on him. That was really tough.
That was a really long day, and that was at the end of our shooting schedule, because we didn't really have a schedule. We were just like, what?
Let's try this. Let's do this. Let's try it this way. Yeah.
And so, it's just so cringy. Oh,
it is so cringy. It's like, I laugh so hard. It's like funny, and it's also hard to watch.
Yeah, it is. That microphone, like I was saying just a little bit ago, it is a Heil sound, Heil or Heil, H-E-I-L. The fin is the model of it, and it's actually the microphone that's used in the Hunger Games.
Oh.
When they're making the announcements.
Yes.
The one in the Hunger Games is red, and mine is blue. And we tried to use it for our concert last week, but it was just so hot it wasn't going to work.
It wasn't
I couldn't
working.
get the gain. I couldn't get the gain right. The gain staging was wrong. They have the EQ on those microphones are very unique. Mm-hmm. I record usually with an SM57 on my vocals because it's like the only mic that really sounds good on my vocals. My vocals are very hard to EQ. Tasha's are really pretty easy to EQ, but it's a cool microphone. It's blue.
He likes his blue mic.
We didn't know what to do with it though.
No, with one mic for two of us, that just didn't go very well.
Yeah, it was really strange, but you know.
Did you like him shoving the mic into me?
Yeah, here, let me knock you over with the mic, or.
And then there was this when I hand it back to him. I don't know what this was, but that's what I did.
It's like some kind of a weird flower.
Yeah, here, have my flower mic. Would you like this?
Well, it was a Hunger Games mic. You need to be flamboyant with your gestures.
I don't know if that's what I'd call that. I don't know if we were that or if we were just.
You were in the Capitol.
That movement, I think that was pretty flamboyant.
That's flamboyant. Okay.
I don't know.
Whatever.
You were trying to be artistic with your emotions.
That and all the glares.
All the glares.
I don't know. We were like glaring.
Trying to be like overly mad with it.
Yeah, overly mad. And
Just
then there was that one
overly
part where we're doing the very high part of the chorus, and I was like, with my face, like, I don't know what that was. But when we put it away for that day, and then we went and filmed at the OMA and had a whole bunch of fresh new ideas, that day went fantastic. We didn't really have any bad footage that day.
No.
The footage from that day was all fantastic.
Yes. And I ended up using a lot of the extra footage that Jordy got at the theater too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Parts of the ceiling and of the chairs.
Yes, and like at the mic at the end and the
microphones.
Lights.
When you were standing in front of one of the movers on the floor.
Oh yeah, you did use that. I forgot.
With the sun part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a lot of really cool footage.
But we had like ideas flowing that day. It was like when he screams the "you give it, take away" part. Like we were trying to decide how to fit that into the video, and I looked at Shane and I said, "You've got to go to the balcony and grab the balcony and like lean over it and scream that part, like you're just really angry."
Yeah.
And we filmed them from the back and from the side and from the front, and that turned out so good.
It was good.
So like we had some good ideas, for that day. And then the funny part, this is a funny story. Shane does not like walking past the room behind the sound booth because there was a guy killed in there, so we think there's a ghost that lives in there.
Ghost
yeah,
story.
so he was like, hurry past it. He does not want to go near that room. So it was pretty funny. We had to be in the balcony for all of that.
Yeah, so Jordy, when we were when she was getting shots from up on the balcony, she'd get ready to come down, I would say something like, "Don't look into that ghost room." That happened in this mezzanine that's on back behind the balcony area.
Right.
Back in the 30s or something, I think it was. But so we would just tease each other about that room, and because we were doing it at night and it was dark and it was like.
We go up the stairs, like for some of my footage, we went upstairs and yeah, it was dark and kind of creepy. So
it's creepy. Yeah, I'm just thinking about that.
You know that part up there on the balcony where I'm like screaming into the. So I had my movers, my 2 movers on the floor. They're Chauvet 375Zs is what they are, and so they're like a medium sized, head, pretty big. And I had them set to these spinning gobos, I think on the 6-facet prism setting. And the way that I interpret that is you're kind of screaming into the light of whatever you interpret God to be. When you see the light spinning, which for one looks really cool in the video. But that's just kind of how, after I watched the video, when it was all done being edited, I was like, wow. I'm like screaming into this white light or bluish white light. Like, what am I screaming at? I'm saying you give and take away, It's like you're looking into whatever it is that you're. So that's kind of how I interpret that. I think that was one of the coolest shots that we got, was that. For sure.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that again.
Yeah.
And try to see it that way.
yeah, it was cool. I think that's what's happened when we've come together to do the video and we've come together to record our music. Like, our ideas have just started coming and flowing, and it's come really, really well. And we tend to be on the same wavelength for the most part, minus that one video. The rest of the time, it's been awesome.
We're not communicating.
Don't try to force it.
Honestly, that's what's happened with the whole Blessed song. We, tried 4 years ago, and it didn't happen then. Like, we did stuff, and then it wasn't when it was supposed to happen. And now it's happened, and it was when it's supposed to.
It all worked out. It came out at the right time.
It did.
God's time.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
Something to that.
Yeah, I told Morgan at the beginning of this year, it's like, this is going to be the year that stuff happens with music, finally. Throughout my life, I feel like I kept trying to force, music and what was going on with it, and try to like force a band to happen because I wanted it so badly, and you just end up stopping and waiting. And this finally is the year that is coming together, just lining up just perfectly, and just that is the right timing, I mean, that is God's timing happening,